and I'll be doing it
This
right
conference will now be recorded.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll have to bring my device. I'll start off. I hope everyone is able to hear me.
Yes, sir.
Similar to programming language.
1 second. I can't hear you properly. Can you please come again? So I was talking about the demo session, and I was talking about the course overview. So I have told you that the course is for 6.5 months. It is being divided into 3 aspects, and I told you that say 6 days per training, 6 days per week. Then we were discussing that videos. There will be video access where you will be able to revise the things. That is where we start. Okay. Now, what else you want to discuss? Okay, the mode of training. The training is available in offline. You can come to the class and attend. And when it is offline, almost 80 to 90%, at least 80% will be offline. Some of the sessions, 10 to 20%, we may ask you to attend online because you know that due to the COVID, even though things are settling down, there are still some trainers who are not at Bangalore. Except for that, everything else will be offline. Institute will be open throughout the week. 24, all the 7 days it will be open. Except for some festivals, we may close. Otherwise, it's open. Even for public holidays also, it will be open. What does it mean? You may ask why. What is the point of open? What is it going to help? If you are here for offline training, there will be someone at the institute to sit with you and help clarify your doubts. Because as a fresher, what is most important thing is having someone with you to support you. And most of the time, what happens is when you are attending online, you lack that support because you can't directly see the person, you can't directly talk to the person. That support you lack. Now, someone who is attending online may think, so am I at disadvantage? No, Actually, no. In our case, what we have been doing is, even in online training, we have been doing online training since 2013 actually. Almost since the time we started the training, we have been doing online training. See how it started off is some students in US asking me, I want some guidance. That became online. Then we eventually start doing everything online. So it is how we used to do online. Like some of you are in classroom and some of you are attending online. So this is how it would go on. So for me, there is no difference between offline training or online training. So even for online students, there won't be any gap in the level of support we provide. Let's say if someone says that I am not able to follow, the trainer will definitely give enough time to clarify your doubts. Let us talk about the schedule wise we have talked, and how the training is divided and what kind of projects will be done. During the training, we'll be doing around 9 to 10 projects totally. Some are small, some are complex projects. The projects enough to keep you on par with a 2 years experience person. The projects to provide learning on par with a 2 years experience person. Now your question may come, how can I get in 6 months? How can I get experience on par with 2 years? What is my answer? You have people of 30 years age and 25 years age who are making much more than what? Who are much more learned than who are 50 years age, right? It is possible, right? You know, right? There are 25 years people who are much more learned than 40 years people or 50 years people. Same answer here. So in 6.5 months, if you put the right effort with the right guidance, you will be able to gain experience on par with a 2 years experience person. It is, I'm not telling any this thing here. It is possible. It's just that you have to put the right effort. Now, when we say effort, what is that you have to learn? What is that is going to keep you on par with the 2 years experience person? Now, you may ask, why should I become on par with the 2 years experience person? Let me be a fresher. Why should I become on par with that person? My answer is, most of the time when you get hired from a training institute, 90% of the time you will be selected into service-based companies. 90% of the time. Only 10% of the time you may get into Intel product-based companies, because mostly product-based companies hire from top colleges. Okay, that's how they do now. We can't question, because you may say there are talented people everywhere. Why don't you hire from other colleges? That's their decision. We can't really question them. We have to accept the reality and we have to prepare accordingly. What is reality? When you undergo training in any institute, 90% chance, 80 to 90% chance that you will get selected into services company. How does services company generate revenue? By sending some person to product company. They will be sending you to product company to work on their project, and based on that, when you create a billing for them, they give you share of your billing. That's how they do. If you just go as a fresher, nobody accepts. Frankly speaking, nobody accepts. Even if I say that I have 10 people who are very well trained, who can be good freshers, Qualcomm doesn't accept, or even Intel won't accept, because they don't want to retrain you for their whole job. They want to make sure that you come and independently do the things. They will give you some task, and you should understand what is the task, and they want you to do the task. Now the question comes, how do you reach that level? Because once you reach that level where the company knows that with your skill set, they will be able to place in some product company for a contractor role or consultant role, they will easily hire you. What is the difference? What is that is going to bring you on par with the 2 years experience? It is mostly the projects, right? It's the projects and protocols. It's the kind of projects you do and kind of protocols you do. What is the, let's talk about software domain. In software industry, what is the strength of a software engineer? If I tell he's a very good software engineer, what is his strength? Why if I tell you that someone is a very good software engineer, when will I say that?
He performs well in everything.
Performs fine. See, it's a very generic definition, right?
He can understand the problem.
Basically, he understands every problem as an algorithm. He is good with algorithms. And then what he is good with? Implementing the algorithms using a language. You understand what I'm telling? What is the language I'm talking about? C, C++, Java, any language. So two strengths are there for a software engineer. What are the two strengths? Algorithms. He should be very good with algorithms. What can be the algorithm? Bubble sort algorithm. There are sorting algorithms. Different types of algorithms are there, right? And then he should be good at knowing how to implement these algorithms using languages. These are the two strengths of a software engineer. For a hardware engineer, what is the strength? It is called as protocols. If you take your laptop or your mobile phone, right? It is all made up of different components. All these components work as per some protocols. My laptop will be working on keyboard protocol. You are using keyboard, there is a protocol how keyboard should behave. If I take laptop, it is working as per some protocols. Keyboard protocol, USB protocol. What is meant by USB protocol? When I connect a pen drive, how the transfers will happen? MMC protocol, HDMI protocol. There will be many such protocols will be there. That is what makes up the laptop. I have listed only 4. There will be almost 30 to 40 protocols going into my laptop. As a hardware engineer, if I am working on developing a laptop chip, what I should be familiar with? I should be familiar with how these protocols work. Then what is that else I should also know? I should know how to implement protocol behavior using any language, using some language. Now that some language going forward, we'll see that it will be either Verilog or System Verilog or UVM. This is something we'll learn as we go forward. So this is what more protocol exposure you have, you become a better verification engineer, and this skill set is also required. And third, what else you need to know? Work on some projects, do some projects based on above protocols and languages. Basically implement the protocol behavior using the languages. That if you can do, you will be able to get experience on par with a 2 years experience person. So that is where we are going to work on various projects. So what kind of projects we will be working on? So as I said, 6.5 months is being divided into 3 parts. 2 months, around 3 months, around 1.5 months. Sometimes the training might even extend by another 2 weeks, because I personally don't count the number of months. I don't keep a timeline that I must finish in 1 month or 1.5 months, because at the end learning is more important than delay. Even if it gets delayed by another 2 weeks, it's good. But it should not be like I gave a 2 weeks break and 4 weeks break and then it is getting delayed to 7.5 months. That's a problem, right? We will never do that. We won't delay your course by introducing some unwanted gaps. Your course will get delayed just because we may be spending another 2-3 weeks on the topics to make sure that the training happens very effectively. Because what I believe is learning is going to be one time for most of you. You won't be probably joining in any other institute. That one-time learning has to be the best learning, and it has to be so good now that for next 5-6 years you should not be worried about any more learning also. It should happen smoothly, right? Sometimes what happens, if I only teach you the basics, let's say if I teach you only digital design basics, if I make you very good with digital design, and if I make you good with Verilog, once you go to industry also you will find a lot of need for learning. Frankly speaking, a lot of such cases happen with us, where people undergo training in some other places. They end up coming to our institute for AMBA protocols, DDR protocols, PCIe protocols, and doing some advanced projects. They do come actually, because many places the emphasis remains into digital design, Verilog, and some part of system Verilog. I always felt that is not sufficient because companies expect more. As of today, companies expect more. So our course will be focused in this. What is that you are going to face? The problem you are going to face in our institute, VLSI Guru, will be lot of things being done in shorter duration. People do feel a lot of pressure because in BTech you are not used to so much pressure. Frankly speaking, in BTech you are not used to so much pressure. What you learn in one semester, here probably you will have to learn the similar amount of learning in 3 to 4 weeks. That doesn't mean that I will give you a book and go and read. It will never happen. Everything will be taught, everything will be done by the trainer. Just to give you, what do I mean by that? Let's say I have done for one of the batches. Some of you have asked questions. I'll be answering all the questions. I'm just giving the overview, 15-20 minutes. I'll give the overview. Then we'll jump into the question and answers. Very long. August batch. We do, I would have done 22 sessions. Just an example, 22 sessions means roughly it would have gone for 7-8 weeks. These are only theory sessions. I told you, right? Alternate day theory, alternate day labs. So these are the theory sessions I'm talking about. Typically what we do is, every session we make a notes. I write a notes like this, okay? And this will be a quite detailed notes where we talk about each and everything that I have taught, so that you will get chance to revise. And corresponding the labs will be there. You see, for every session there will be a labs. So what is that I'm telling you here is, trainer will teach you everything, but the thing that happens is it moves very quickly. By the time you realize that digital has started, digital design training has started, by 2-3 weeks it has actually completed, and we have done all assignments also. In fact, trainer will be teaching each and every assignment. Now, to what depth each topic is done, I'll just give you a feel. Okay, it starts off with basics of radix and number systems. Okay. So one section focused on basics of radix and number systems. Next session focused on complements with all the possible questions, right? Then all the relevant questions which we have collected from different databases. The third section focused on logic gate realization. What are the logic gates? How do we realize the logic gates using different gates? This itself has many questions, each of them having many questions. These are questions based on the logic gate realization. Then multiplexer based questions. A multiplexer is a very important topic for everyone. So how to realize anything using multiplexers? Then the fifth topic. This is all we are doing multiplexer only. Once it is done, then we have decoder based questions. Then questions on Boolean expression minimization. See, there are different theorems, right? De Morgan theorem, some associative law, some laws will be there, using which you can minimize the Boolean expression. There are a lot of questions based on those things. Next. Questions based on combinational circuit. I mean, how to develop a combinational circuit, how to write the truth table, how to write the K-maps, that kind of circuitry will be there. Then now comes the sequential logic. Again, there will be a lot of questions based on sequential logic. Then finally, the questions based on counters. Some circuit based examples. So the point here is you probably won't have studied this depth in your BTech, and your digital design course in your BTech goes for how much time? 1 semester, right? You have time to prepare for 1 whole semester. This whole topic what I'm showing here, when you learn, it goes for exactly 16 days, and then we give 3-4 days break. 20 days it will go for. Within 20 days, trainer would have covered 90% of these questions. Almost 80% of the questions he will teach you. He will make you do them in the classroom, and he will be giving everything as an assignment to you, these things. Now it is up to the student whether he does or he doesn't do. If he doesn't do, there is nothing trainer can do, right? Let's say if you think that if you sit that no, I won't do, there is nothing anyone can do. But if you have willingness to do and you have any doubts, trainer will always clarify your doubts. Every session we do, it always starts off with a question and answers. Randomly, if I take, I just took any notes, it would always start off with the questions. I mean, here I haven't taken, but typically, whenever we start a session, we allot initial 15-20 minutes of the training for question and answers. Whatever doubts you have, you can always clarify. And the good thing is what? There is a training happening every day, and training will be for almost 3.5 to 4 hours of live interactive sessions. I am not going to tell you that I will give you this many videos, go through that and come back to me with your questions. That defeats the purpose of the training. So what we are going to do is every day we are going to have at least 3.5 to 4 hours of live interactive sessions. Rest of the time we leave it to you, because you may say, then why not 8 hours? Why not 9 to 6? It would be, we can finish the course in 3 months, right? Instead of 6.5 months, we can finish the course in 3.5 months. There is a speed with which everyone can grasp the things. Let's say now I want to learn Kannada, I want to become proficient with Kannada, because I'll be mostly settling down in Bangalore only. But if I try to learn in 1 week, is it possible? No, right? There is a time I have to give to learn Kannada also. 1 month is probably good enough time to learn Kannada. Same way, to learn the whole functional verification, you need your own time to read the things and connect the things and become good with it. That time generally will be 6 months. And if you try to do anything more quickly, your learning will get impacted. So hence we plan in this way. I mean, we plan 4 hours of lectures for that only. See, I can finish off in 3.5 months. I can say good, very good for me, right? 1 batch is completed. But then student learning gets impacted. How we plan is 4 hours of lecture, 4 hours for your own time. So you should have your own time where you go through the things, you revise the things, you prepare the things, you do the things by yourself. So that is how we plan always. Next. For every topic, there will be presentations. I mean, there will be a detailed set of presentations. We almost use 13-14 presentations for the complete course. It starts off with the understanding of his ASIC flow, digital design. Every topic will be very detailedly thought. I think I have opened a PDF. Every topic will be covered in depth. So this is just one presentation on combinational logic, where each and every topic will be covered in depth, and you will have access to these presentations. Starting this batch, we are thinking of giving the printed material of the course material. In fact, that is where I just created this printed course material. Yesterday, I mean, few days back, I sat and just prepared what all things to give. This is for presentations. These are the various assignments. the session notes. I mean, we just collected what all things to put into that booklet. Then it is coming to around 1000 pages, 2000 pages, 1000 sheets. So we are just working on how to go about it. So these presentations will be quite detailed. Many times I get a feedback from my students that if they are able to just go through the PPTs and understand the presentation properly, they can clear the interviews. Because this presentation, if you take Verilog itself, is around close to 575 pages. It's very in-depth presentation because what has gone into this is almost an improvement every week. Whenever I see something better, I improve it. Even you might have seen while updating this, I was doing some highlighting. So I don't keep it for after 1 hour. In the session itself, I keep doing, and that improvement goes to the next batch. That is how we do. That is what you see here. Every session is, every presentation is depth and covered in detail. Even if I go to System Verilog, for example, it's almost 608 pages, slides. This presentation is only for 6 to 7 weeks of training. I told you, right? System Verilog is 3 months. That 3 months is also not complete System Verilog. System Verilog projects will be there. So this is only the initial part of System Verilog. This also will be quite detailed presentations. Other than that, projects. So during 2 months of training, we will be working on projects like synchronous FIFO. We will be starting off with memory. Other than Verilog, we'll be learning how to implement memory design and test bench. We'll be learning pattern detector, design and test bench. For everything, you assume that design and test bench will be there. We'll be learning interrupt controller. Other than that, SPI controller. Other than that, parallel serial and CRC generation. Mostly these things, I may be missing another 1 or 2. In fact, we used to do more. We used to do more than this. I2, see, there were a few more projects. What we felt that we should not do too many things. It should be done in a limited manner so that you can focus and you can learn the things. Okay. Other than, yeah, I have missed one very important thing, that is synchronous, asynchronous FIFO. At least at minimum these projects will be done. When it goes to the 3 months of training, of course, System Verilog will be done in depth. There will be a memory test bench setup using multiple agents, multiple environments to learn System Verilog properly. This is done to learn System Verilog language properly. Then you will be doing AXI protocol and BAP development. Then we'll be doing one industry standard project. It can be multiple projects up there, like DMA controller, functional verification. Ethernet MAC functional verification. Universal memory controller functional verification. AXI to OCP bridge functional verification, or USB core functional verification. Like that, another 3-4 projects will be there. What we keep doing is every 1 year we keep changing the project. Let's say last whole year I was doing DMA controller functional verification. In 2021, I was all the time doing DMA controller functional. Starting this year, we have moved to this one. Maybe 2023 will move to this one. Why? Why do you want to do that? All students should not have the same projects, right? They should not see that just by seeing the resume, they should not tell that VLSI resume. It should not happen, right? So we purposefully keep changing the projects. One is institute should build the projects. One is to make sure that students have a different set of projects. So that is how it works. During this 1.5 month training, we will be doing AHP protocol and UVC development. There is something here. I told you, right? This is UVM focused. Here I told that this is system Verilog focused. Here I told that it is Verilog focused. So all these projects will be done using Verilog. All these things will be done using system Verilog. Whatever you are going to study here will be done using UV. Here APP protocol and UVC. So these are the things you are going to. Now the very next question comes: is it possible to do so many things? It is quite possible. Quite possible. We have done it. See, I can teach this whole topic in 10 hours. 10 hours very effectively I can teach, where you understand each and every aspect. Now, what is the only thing that comes from your side is, are you putting the required effort to practice the same thing? And when I teach synchronous 5/4, let's say I have taught in one of the batches, just showing you. Here I have taught asynchronous 5/4. Session 16 I would have taught. Session 15, session 16 I would have taught one of these topics. So we would have covered all this from scratch. How to develop the asynchronous 5/4 Verilog code. Ports, how do you declare them? How do you declare the rich variables? How to write the code, the functionality of the asynchronous 5/4, everything. In the same session, I would have covered how to develop the test bench. So all those things will be done in a live training session. What is not going to happen? I'm not going to share the code and ask you to go through the code. I'm not going to give you video and ask you to go through the video and come back with your doubts. That's not going to happen. What is going to happen always? The trainer will teach you everything in the live session, and the trainer will be available to clarify your doubts. And the following day, let's say today I have covered, let's say when was it session 16 done? It was done on 30th October. Next session would be on some other day, basically. I think the dates got changed. It would be on the following day will be a lab session. At least 1 or 2 days will be a lab session where someone will make you do the things. And that is the most important thing. More than my session where I'm going to teach you, it is when you do the things, you're going to learn the things. And that is the primary thing we are going to focus on always. I understand what is that I'm trying to emphasize is, more than my classes, my emphasis will be on more on the following class where you are going to do the things with the trainer guidance. And we are going to keep a lot of those sessions, and the institute will provide you the support even in a one-to-one. Let's say you are attending the sessions, you are not able to follow things. You can always come to us with any required support. How can we do that is, we always use a concept of individual WhatsApp groups. So student himself can create one individual WhatsApp group where he knows his trainer. Let's say I'm the trainer. He can add my number. He adds admin number. He creates a group. He just posts, this is the support required. And that group is not temporary. It can be there throughout the course. Wherever you need support, you can post that request and you get that support. You may say, why are we confusing? It's better, right? So instead of you coming to me, you may not find me I may be at my house, I may be somewhere else. But WhatsApp is something where people do check frequently. And when you have posted, you get quick response. Mail is not so quick response. So we are trying, it is actually working out. It's a working thing where in that group, trainer will be there and the admin will be there. If you need technical support, trainer will provide. If you need non-technical support, admin will provide. So that is what we are trying to make sure, that whatever support you require, we'll provide that. And when I'm telling that, I'm honestly telling. Okay, I'm not telling to market the course. I'm telling because I personally believe that if 100 students join a course over a period of time, how can I make sure majority of them come out well? Majority of them come out industry ready, and how can they get into the jobs? That would be my primary emphasis. And sometimes we can get the jobs easily, sometimes we can't commit the jobs. So what happens if the market is good? As of now, market is very good. I haven't seen this kind of market, this kind of job hiring scenario in my lifetime. My lifetime is I'm not very old, but at least last 10-15 years I haven't seen this kind of hiring. Yeah, even during the peak time of 2017 also I haven't seen. Okay, currently hiring is so good. Currently hiring is so good that companies themselves are sponsoring the training cost of a student. They are hiring the candidate because they are not able to find the right people in the market. So what companies are doing? They are hiring the people from the final year BTech, final year MTech students, and those who have passed out from the college. They are hiring them. They are providing them training at their own cost. Then they are giving them the job also compulsory. Okay, I don't want to name the companies. We are working with almost 5 to 6 companies in that model. So what do those companies do? They hire people. They sponsor. I mean, they sponsor the cost, and they students join. In fact, in some cases, we have been doing the same model where we are getting the students, we are collecting the database of students, we are interviewing them, we are doing some written exams for them, and those profiles we are sharing with the companies. The company further does a similar process. They are also hiring. So what I am trying to tell here, that hiring is so good today. Now it might so happen that 2023, 2024 things may get reversed. But what is that is going to stand out for you in all these cases is how good you are with the subject. If you are very good with the subject, if you are very good with what I have shown here, you will surely get a job. Now the timing, nobody can tell. Timing, nobody can tell. It's like a stock market where I can't tell when specific stock hits 1,000 rupees. Same thing here. There's always a factor of unpredictability. As of today, if you do a course, very good chance that you will get placed. Now, when the things become bad, nobody can guarantee. So, institute never commits on job. No 100% commitment on job. But what we will surely commit is a very good training. And I can confidently say that 99% of the students who undergo training here would give a similar feedback. That training was happened well, they got required support. As of today, jobs also are good. Almost all of them got placed. Currently, our institute scenario is such that even if Samsung kind of company is coming, I'm not able to give even 4 or 5 people for them for interviewing purpose. Now Samsung, why I'm telling Samsung specifically, that is on the higher end. Then imagine a smaller company comes, not even 2 people apply. At least in design verification domain, that is the scenario. Not that our admissions are less, we have good admissions. We do this, you might have seen, we do demo sessions once every 4 weeks, and we have a batch of generally 20-25 people, 25 people in a batch. That's roughly 250-300 per year, and with all that we are still able to give good number of placement. Now what is that is helping our student to get placed, and what differentiates our students is these projects. So there are 2 perspectives here. Some students find it very complex, because if you have not done anything during your BTech, suddenly someone comes and teaches you SPI protocol, FIFO, everything, you find it very complex. In those cases, what do we do is exam, assessment, test. Assessment test. Assessment test. Assessment test. There will be around majorly 4 to 5 levels of assessment test. If someone scores less than 60%, they need to repeat the course with no additional fee. Okay. Now for a student, what happens? The 6.5 months training will become 9 months or 8 months. It may increase. It is still good, because without understanding these things, if you go to the next part, you won't understand also surely. If you don't know C program, C language properly, just know what is C, what is pointer, what is int, and no, you don't know how to use int, how to write array, how to write a for loop for array. Is there any point going to C++? All right, same thing here. This assessment test is being done to make sure that you are good with the basics. You can move on to the next stage, and this will be strictly followed. Whomever we feel that this person is not right for the next set of course, we won't promote it. For me, there is no additional cost, right? Why? You will be joining into the next batch. But what is the advantage for me? I know that once he is out of the institute, he is very good. If I just for sake of completing, if I complete and he passes out of the institute, what is the problem for me? He will go to interview and he will spoil institute name. He will tell, where did you come from? Right? That's one question they will ask, right? That's, if you don't like the person who how he did, they will ask, where did you come from? If they did very well, then they will ask you again, ask, where did you come from? In one case, I have very positive feedback. In one case, I have very negative feedback. So which one should I go? I'll go with the first one, where I whatever helps me get positive feedback, I'll do. Even if person has to do 1 year of training, I'll still make him, because I know that he will surely get a job. Once he goes through everything properly, 99% he'll get a job. 100% I will never tell for anything, because things are always, there is a chance where things won't work. 99% it happens. Okay. Yeah, this will be very useful. Okay, that's about overall training, and I have given an overview of course material, how the course will be done, how the notes will be done. Now I can take up some question and answers before I get into the presentation. I can take up questions on how the tool access will be given. Tools that will be used. We'll be majorly using Questa Sim tool and Model Sim tool. Sometime you will get support to VCS too. VCS is from Synopsys. These two are from Mentor Graphics. Okay. At this stage of your learning, the tool doesn't really matter. Whether you do in Questa Sim, whether you do in Synopsys VCS or Cadence NC Sim or any of those tools, like Exilium, it doesn't matter, because you are still doing basic things. These are all small projects actually. For these projects, whichever tool you use, it will still give the similar behavior. When you go to very complex project, let's say Qualcomm, you join, you work in complex mobile SoC project. There the tool will make a difference. Which tool you are using, it is going to impact the performance of my flow, how quickly I can run the simulation. There it matters, but for training, it doesn't matter. Now the question comes, how the tool access will be provided. Till Verilog, Model Sim can be installed in your laptop, because there is a student version which can be installed from the website itself. You can download and use it. Once we start with the system Verilog, you will get access to the server to practice the things. I mean, through VPN, you will connect to the server, and through that you will be accessing the tool, and there won't be any restriction like we'll give access for 4 hours, 5 hours only, within 4 hours. No, it will be access will be for 24/7 throughout the day. Anytime you can log in and anytime you can practice. Other than that, you will also provide you with access to EDA playground login. There also you can practice. Now, how the placements are going to work. For placements, what we do is we create one common WhatsApp group. We create one common WhatsApp group. In that WhatsApp group, we will be posting the job requirements. As soon as you complete the training, that is in the final month of your training, that is in the 6th month of your training, you will be added to this WhatsApp group, and through that you will be getting the support. So we will be posting the job requirements and we'll be giving a form where you need to fill the details, and those details will be given to the companies. Before giving those details to the company, we do a little bit of screening just to make sure whether the candidate is prepared well or not. Then we share the profiles, and then we will be coordinating throughout the time. From the time we collected your resume till the time your interview selection is done, we'll be coordinating in the complete process. Now the placement support will be till you get a job. What does it mean? It may be 2022, it may be 2023, maybe 2024, or it may be 2025. Generally it won't happen, because if someone is serious, it has to happen by 24. Why 24? Sometimes the job scenario can become worse. Actually speaking, I have seen that 2019 there was a time where we had very good candidates and we were not able to place them. Not our fault. Hiring, if company doesn't want to hire because they don't have projects, there is nothing institute can do. Okay, so you will get job, and during this time there will be regular interview focus sessions and mock interviews will be done. These are going to be very helpful for you. And basically preparing for job and all this is about keeping ourselves motivated. With every time, with every 1 month or 1 week, what is that I'm newly learning? Let's say you completed training by September, August 2022. September, what am I going to do? Can I work on some project myself? October, what can I do? Can I do some more verification complex activities? That if you can keep up, you will 100% get it. Because many times you can't say that very same day you completed training, you can't get job. There's always time, right? So how do you utilize that gap? Can I improve my digital concepts? Can I improve my Verilog concepts? Can I improve my system Verilog concepts? That is what you should be focused on. As of now, at least in this year and last year, we had 90% plus placements. Now, if I tell you why we are not able to place 10% candidates, this candidate will be such that if I teach them 2 plus 3 equal to 5, and if I ask them to come back and tell me the same thing tomorrow, they won't tell. Just giving an example. If I teach very simple thing, give a notes. If I give this kind of notes, I ask them these 4 points, they won't tell. For those people, nobody can. Now, is it point is the person student has to introspect. Where is that I'm missing? What is that I can do? Honestly, institute will always be there to support you, because I told you my motivation is what? We should fulfill the student dream. So you come with the dream that you want to get a job, and I should not be doing anything that hurts your dreams. So I will be doing everything to support you. Yeah. So that's about placement. And we have talked about course, we have talked about projects, we have talked about tools, placements. Anything else? The timings I have already told you how the timings work. Basically, it's a 6.5 months, 6 days per week. 1 day could be for one of these days could be for assessment purpose. 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. every day. Half an hour plus minus might be there. Okay, this is how it's going to work. And alternate day theory and plans.
Do we have a written exam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aptitude.
Aptitude will be there, Verilog will be there, digital will be there, system Verilog can be there. So this is how it's going to work. Now, if you have any questions, I can answer those questions now. Yeah, please tell me. Please. Yeah, I've seen it. You can post your questions, those who are attending online. So is the same fee paid for online and offline classes? Yes. Actually, the course is offered in 3 modes. Live offline training, live classroom training. Because when I say live classroom training, it's a classroom training. Okay, no need of live. Live online training. E-learning course. Classroom training and live online training happen parallelly. Now I am doing classroom training to some of you. Some of them are attending online. So it's the same thing. Now the way they are posting questions, they're posting the questions in chat box. They can ask the questions and I will answer those questions. This is how regular sessions will happen. What is e-learning course? E-learning course is suited for working professionals. We will provide all the video access for
Hello.
whole duration. One second,
Hello.
Abhishek. Abhishek,
Good
you
morning,
can do
sir.
one.
Sir, myself Abhishek Kumar.
Yep.
Sir, I just want to
Post
know,
your question.
just consider. Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, I just want to know, just consider I am taking a online classes, but at a certain time, doubt will be occurred. How to deal with this situation? I mean,
What
taking a
occurred?
doubt class. At a certain
Yeah, you
time,
can ask the question.
doubt
The
will
way
be
you are
occurred.
asking me the question. Now, the way you are asking me the question, you can ask me, then I will be answering the question.
Okay. Yeah.
It will be, I mean, I won't tell that. See, as of now, I am taking questions, all questions. So hence I am asking you to put it in the chat window.
So
During the regular sessions, you
during
ask
the
the question.
regular classes, doubt will be occurred. I mean, not understanding any particular topics. So how to deal with
That's what
this?
I'm telling Abhishek. You can ask the question and trainer will answer that question.
Okay.
It's not a one directional thing, right? It's a bi-directional. You can ask the question and I can answer the question, right? Okay.
So what is
Now
the
I was
difference
talking.
between online classes and offline classes doubt dealing session?
There is no difference. See, as long as you have willingness to learn, the trainer can give the same support in classroom also. Trainer can give same support in live online training also. Like someone from classroom asked me a question, I am answering him. You are also asking me a question, I am also answering you. But if you feel that offline is going to help you because I can directly see the trainer, I can talk to him, I can go to him and I can talk to him, you are always welcome. You can come to the Bangalore and you can and attend the training offline.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Even
sir.
if you
Thank
say
you, sir.
for 1 month I am going to attend online, till February end I'm going to attend online. Once the things are better, I want to come to Bangalore. That is also possible. Everything is possible. Point is what? Let's say you say March I will come attend classroom. April I'll go to home and I'll attend online. Again May I'll come to Bangalore attend. Everything is possible because for all these courses the fee is same. So whether you attend online, whether you attend offline, there is no difference in the fee. So hence you can switch based on your convenience. I
Okay.
hope it is clear to you, Abhishek.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now we were talking about e-learning course. E-learning course is suitable for working professionals. Working professionals will be not available during the weekends, right? Saturday and Sunday. So the sessions training will be offered on training will be done on Saturday and Sunday. Now, is it possible for me to teach 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock for someone? I can teach. I have that habit. But is it possible for someone to sit in a class and attend for such a long duration? It's not possible, right? Because for you are working from Monday to Friday. Okay, you are working and you know that working is not going to be easy, right? There will be pressure, right? There will be some timelines you have to meet. And it's not like you are going to office and coming. With all that schedule, if I again tell you Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. you have to sit both the days. 1 week you can do, 2 weeks you can do. Can you do for 6 months, 6.5 months? It is not possible, right? So hence we don't do 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. What we do is we do only 4 hours session maximum. That's like 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on both Saturday and Sunday for working professionals. Then you may say, how can we cover whatever is done in 6 days, 5-6 days? How can you cover in 2 days? That is where we provide all the video access. So you revise the things. The Saturday and Sunday will be more like a revision sessions and lab sessions, assignment solving session kind of thing. That is how it suits. Because we don't want to do 8-hour sessions. For a working professional, we don't want to, purposefully we don't want to, because it doesn't really benefit. Rather, if I provide all the videos, and what we will do is we create dedicated WhatsApp for that each and every student. There he can connect with the trainer. If the doubt can be solved immediately, let's say the support will be provided immediately. If it is something that requires a dedicated time, it can be pushed for Saturday and Sunday. But this e-learning course, e-learning means what? Video access course is not going to be just videos. Every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, there will be dedicated live sessions will be there. That is the whole intention of training, right? What is the intention of training? You being connected with some trainer to guide you with all your preparation. It could be guide you how to prepare. It could be in terms of making sure that whatever doubts you have, they clarify it, and making sure that you are motivated. See, it's easy to lose the motivation. Someone keeps you talks to you, motivates you. We will make sure that every time someone is connected with you to help you. In reverse, you also should be proactive. See, and then my training will be effective only if you show that interest. That's how it works. Course modes, is the same fee for paid about online. Can I switch from classroom to online? I think I answered that question. You can switch anytime. Institute is not going to restrict you as long as the course is utilized in the right manner. We are not going to do anything that troubles the student. What is meant by that? Let's say someone is attending online, some 2 people or 3 people are sitting and doing that. Except for those kind of practices, we will support you in every possible manner. What do you mean by support? Let's say when I told you we are going to give video access. After 2 months, you come back and say that I want to revise Verilog for 1 week or 2 weeks. We will give you. Anything that makes your learning more and more effective, we will surely do that. Any other questions you have? Next.
Srinivas sir, can you just elaborate that Verilog? We know that what is system Verilog and UVM module means what that part.
What do you want to know about the system Verilog and UVM? Can you please tell me?
Yes, sir. What is exactly system Verilog and what is exactly UVM model? Means that is separate syllabus.
Okay, what is system Verilog and what is UVM? We'll talk about that. Any other questions? So what you do is, for now, since we are only doing question and answers, just to make sure that we don't disrupt the flow right now, you please post all your questions in the chat window. Okay, so I will be answering all those questions one by one. So let me go through this first question. Is it possible for working professional to join weekend session? It is possible. How it is going to work is we will give you access to all the recorded videos. See, we have our e-learning portal where the things have been organized, like you might have heard Udemy, different things, right? We have our own platform in skill.in where we will be providing you the login credentials.
Sir, RTL design course is a different thing, or after Verilog design 3 months, there will be separate videos for RTL design and integration.
It will be, yeah. So your question, if your question is, I think you have asked a question. Yes, it is the separate course. I will come to your question. Hetal, I will be answering your question in Verilog. So if someone went for e-learning course, they will have access to all this material. Of course, this material is common to everyone. Even the students who are attending regular course get access to this material. There will be the videos for complete set. Almost how many videos are there? 55 videos are there for the complete course, which are organized in a structured manner. GVim, how to use GVim editor, how to implement combination logic, basic introduction to Verilog language constructs, some data types. Everything will be done in structured manner. So you will be getting
Hello, sir.
so please tell me.
Sir, actually, I got a mail WhatsApp group from actually both VLA verification and DFT is also there. Is
Yes,
DFT course is available?
DFT is also available. So you are looking for DFT demo session, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sure. May I know who are all looking for DFT demo course? Is there anyone else who is looking for DFT demo course?
Hello, sir. Gautam here. I'm looking for
Yeah.
DFT demo session.
So
Okay,
Salim
DFT
here.
demo session.
I am looking for DFT.
Can you please do this? Can you please do this? I will give you one number,
Okay, sir.
194191. Please message. Otherwise, I'll make a note here. Can you just post your email ID who are all looking for DFT demo session?
Okay,
Now,
sir. We'll do,
what
sir.
do we? Yeah. So that I will collect the email IDs and we will share the details with you. Please be in mute. Rest everyone, please be in mute.
Sir, for the DFT also for e-learning classes because we are in working professionals.
For every
Hello.
course, e-learning course is available for every domain.
Every domain, right? Then
Yes.
what about the for example, we are working from Monday to Friday. Then we came for around 7 o'clock in the evening for the home. If I want to
Yeah.
do the practice, what is the purpose? How I want to do? How much time it will access?
Basically, as I told you, for practicing purpose, you will have access to the tool and everything throughout the day. 24/7, you will have access to the server. You can log into the server. You can practice it anytime during the day.
Okay.
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 Now, let's say, as I told you, there will be one dedicated trainer with whom you can be connected. Let's say you are facing some issue. As and when you enroll for e-learning course, you will be having one dedicated WhatsApp group. In that, you can post your question and the trainer will help you. Let's say if it means that you need some support in terms of how to use the tool, how to resolve some issue, we'll have a some trainer to support you with that as well. I hope it answers your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone else looking for DFD course?
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I too
Yeah.
looking for DFT course, sir. So I'll
No,
post
no,
my
I have
email
taken
ID.
your email IDs basically.
Okay,
So
fine.
I'll be sending it to our support. So
I I didn't shared my email ID yet, sir. I'll do that.
can you please post it so that I can send it to our admin?
Sir, even I am looking for DFT course.
Okay, just post all your email IDs. Okay, we will collect these email IDs and we will let you know the exact schedule for DFT demo session. Generally, what happens? Hardly 3-4 students want to attend DFT demo. So hence, during this session, we get the idea about who are all interested, and then we schedule the demo session for them. Okay. Next.
Oh,
So let me start off with this question. RTL design and integration course is separate. Yes, it is separate. What happens is this 2 months course will be common. Whatever you see for both, for everyone, this 2 months course is common, because if you are in front end domain, you should be knowing all these things. Instead of this SV and UVM course, those who are attending RTL integration course will be doing a different set of things. Those who are interested in RTL integration, they will be doing lint CDC training. They will be doing RTL integration flow using core tools. Then they will be doing UPF implementation in RTL, synthesis, logic equivalence checks. All these things will be done as part of the RTL integration training. So if you see an STA, static time analysis, if you see, this covers every aspect of the RTL integration engineer. If someone wants to be a good RTL integration engineer, it covers everything in RTL integration. Hetal, I hope it answers your question. Any other questions you have related to this?
No, yeah, got it, sir.
Okay. Next, what is system Verilog and what is UVM? So it's more of a technical question. Let me answer it. See what happens. You might be aware that Verilog is used for implementing the design hardware behavior. Verilog can also be used for developing test benches. Verilog can also be used for developing the test benches. But Verilog is not good because it doesn't have enough constructs, enough language constructs. Hence, there is a need for a better language which makes the developing test benches easier. So there is a need for and the whole overall process of functional verification easier. That language is called as System Verilog. System Verilog is a object-oriented programming language which makes developing test benches easier, which makes overall functional verification process easier, because it is object-oriented programming language. So now I don't want to get deep into what is system Verilog, what is object-oriented programming language, what all new things other than object-oriented programming. Lot of new things are added in system Verilog, which makes everything of test bench easy. I mean, which makes developing test benches easier. Now, some of you might be there who don't understand the term test bench. Right now, this is not the session where I will be able to teach what is test bench. In simple terms, test bench means what? If I have a laptop, I'll give you some simple analogy. I have a laptop. I want to check whether my laptop is working properly or not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up a table. On which I keep my laptop, do some connections, apply inputs and check the outputs, how the laptop behaves. Based on that, I will tell whether laptop is working fine or having a problem. So this bench is being called as what? Test bench. Testing purpose. A bench. What is test bench? Bench used for testing. Now you may say, in Verilog, do we use benches? It's just an analogy. That's the reason they have given a term test bench. So what we are telling is using Verilog to develop this bench, not a physical bench. Okay, don't take literally. Is very difficult because Verilog is a simple language. System Verilog makes this test bench development very easy. What takes with Verilog, what takes 2 months to do, System Verilog, same thing can be done in 1 month. Then what is UVM? In UVM, it is even better. What is better in UVM is, let's take this bench example. Let's take a physical bench. This bench on which I kept my laptop in the classroom. Let's take that bench. What do you see? What is that bench has? Bench is made up of wooden pieces, some wooden plate, right? Wooden sheet, right? What UVM does is it gives me those things already. UVM provides me with this legs, this leg, this one, and this one. And it already gives me this one. All I have to do is I just have to connect them and start using it. Yeah, universal multiplication method. So because of that, whatever 1 month I thought, it becomes 3 weeks. Earlier, what it used to take 1 month for system Verilog, now how much time it will take? 3 weeks only. So this, okay. As we go forward, we'll learn how the time is going to come down. What is that UVM additionally has, which makes it easy, all those things. I hope, Salim, it is clear to you.
Yes, sir, I understood. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else has doubts? Okay. So those who have expressed interest for DFT course, we will do the demo session. Let me just give you a brief about how DFT course will work. Okay. Till the time demo session is being done, you can always go through. 1 second. Till the demo session is being done, you can go through our DFT training demo session page, where you will get the demo video. This demo video, what I'm talking about, would have been done 2 months ago, 2-3 months ago, and as you know, the content won't change much. The content doesn't change much. This demo video is there. You please go through this. The trainer uses the same presentation. He hasn't changed at least for last 3-4 months. You will get a good feel of the DFT flow. So I'm posting that link here. You please go through that. Now let me give you a brief about how the DFT course will be planned. The DFT course is divided into 2 parts. 6 weeks of basics training, followed by 16 weeks of advanced training, main training. During the 6 weeks of basic training, we'll be covering what is VLSI design flow. Then we'll be focused on all the aspects of digital design. This digital design is common in all our courses. This is common in all our courses. Actually, in fact, most of that you see here is common in all the courses, because every VLSI engineer requires these concepts. Basic course will be required, and a lot of times the hiring happens based on fundamentals. If I talk about this, everything will be covered in depth. Okay. Linux, because you will be using the Linux. Once you get into the job, you will be working on Linux based operating system. So those will also be covered. As a DFT engineer, you need TCL scripting. There is one tool command language will be there. So that will also be covered here. Then during the 16 weeks of main course, on a weekly basis, we have given a schedule, what all things will be done. So basically, we will be starting off with the basic introduction to the DFT architecture. What is DFT test plan means? What are the DFT schemes? Different. I mean, how do you approach DFT? Now, many of you will be wondering, what is DFT? Right? Is anyone who can answer what is DFT? Okay. Otherwise, let's do one thing. We'll take a 10-minute break. Okay, and we'll start off by 11:50 a.m. Okay, I'm sorry for abruptly stopping it. So we'll be just meeting at 11:15 and we'll continue with this session. Okay. So those attending online, I mean everyone, please take a break for 10 minutes and rejoin by 11:15. You can be connected with the session. Okay, you don't need to log off. So we will be starting the session now. So many of you were interested in DFT course. So I thought it will be good to just get a brief idea of what is DFT course. Then anyway, we'll do a dedicated demo session for DFT. So as I told, DFT course will be for around 22 weeks. 6 weeks of basics training, 16 weeks of main training. In that, everything will be covered. The main training scan. DFT consists of some techniques: scan, ATPG, compression, simulations, built-in self-test like logic, LBIST, MBIST, JTAG, boundary scan. All these topics will be covered with hands-on projects, except LBIST. All other things will be done with the projects. This is where you will find the difference from other places. In most of other places, as per my knowledge, they don't cover any of this. Well, mostly their course focus on these aspects only. But the other point is, this is where a lot of work happens in the industry. So your knowledge has to be more relevant to the what happens in the industry. So this is where you will find the difference. Now, what is DFT? Can someone tell me what is DFT? Design for testability.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yes, so DFT is a design for testability. So we generate some bits of string and we give to chip, and if we are not getting the desired output, so that means that chip is default, it is fault actually. So that what vector we are providing to the chip, that is generated by DFT engineers, I think.
Thank you for that. Let me explain what is DFT. As you know, DFT stands for what? Design for testability. Now, why we do DFT is DFT is used to find manufacturing defects in the chips. See what happened? In the chips, there can be manufacturing defects due to that chip doesn't work properly. Now the chip is so small, the chip transistors, everything is so small that you can't see them and you can't tell whether chip is good or bad. Even laptop itself you can't tell. If I tell you, give you two laptops, just by seeing the laptops, you can't tell whether laptop is good or not. What do you do to check whether laptop is good or not? You apply some inputs, you try something. Based on that, you predict some behavior. If the laptop doesn't behave in the same predicted manner, then it is wrong. The similar things we do in DFT also to check whether a chip is good or not good or bad. I mean, bad means what? Some manufacturing defects are. We apply some inputs to the chip and get the outputs. Compare these outputs. Compare these outputs with expected values, with expected behavior. If they match, chip is good. If they don't match, chip is bad. The DFT engineer is the one who generates these inputs. And the person who someone has to give me that inputs. These inputs will be pattern of ones and zeros. A series of something like this. Something like this. A very big stream of inputs. Now you may say, is it only like randomly generating ones and zeros? No. With some They have some meaning. Each number has some meaning. It is not a random pattern. So to generate these patterns, they use some techniques. Those techniques collectively is what is called as DFT, Design for Testability. Now you may say, what happens if I don't do DFT? If I don't have DFT, what will happen? Once the chips are manufactured, if let's say 100 chips are manufactured without DFT, what is the problem? Yeah. If 100 chips are manufactured, we can't tell which one is good. Just give me 1 minute, I'll be back. In the meantime, just might open a presentation. Can you just please go through this once? I mean, those who are from front-end domain, what is the skill set required? Just please go through that. I'll be back in a minute. So I'm sorry for this break. Let's continue with it. So we were talking about DFT. Without DFT, what is the problem? If 100 chips are manufactured, we can't tell which one is good, which one is bad. So now finally what will happen? It will go into the final electronic product, right? Let's say mobile, it will go in. The mobile won't work properly if it is faulty chip. That is not the problem. The problem is you can't tell for sure which mobile is good, which mobile is bad. That is one problem. Second problem will be what? The cost of repairing that mobile and all that will be much more. And losing the brand name, right? People will think this is unpredictable. That is where DFT is very important. For that matter, every aspect has its own importance. I can't tell that functional verification is not important. I can't tell that DFT is not important. Every domain is important in its own respect. So this is a brief about what is DFT. Now, what is the DFT course involves is taking a input files, just implementing that whole process on that input file is what is DFT. During the course, we'll be taking one complex code. For that, we will be implementing scan, ATPG, compression, simulations, BIST, JTAG, and boundary scanning. If you know how to do for one complex project, you can do for any other project. That is what you are going to learn here. Now, anyone has questions?
Hello, sir. I have one question.
Yeah.
Sir, as we are applying this DFT, the test vectors to the chip, what is the then use of that functional vector that functional test verifier will provide? So, like with those vectors, what we are getting, and with this test vectors, what we are getting? That is my question. And what is the difference of these two vectors?
See, functional vectors are mostly for predicting the for functional issues, to catch any functional issues. Okay, once the chip is manufactured, let's say chip is manufactured. For example, reset is not taking effect. You're applying reset, but reset is not taking effect. So these functional vectors can catch those kind of issues. Is the chip is getting powered up properly? Is the reset is happening properly? Those kind of things. but mostly what is targeted is DFT test vectors only will be targeted. These are used to catch any manufacturing defects. And this is what is mostly the target area will be, because if there is a functional issue, one chip is sufficient. You don't need to check every chip for functional issues, right? So mostly it's only one-time activity. DFT test vectors is something that is done with every chip, because they want to see if there is any manufacturing defect or not. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Next. During the placements, will education gap create any effect? Of course, yes, to some extent. It depends upon how much education gap you have. Let's say for right now we are in 2022. Anyone from 2019 to 2021 pass out mostly gets treated as a freshers. Before 2018 or before, it can be a concern. Why it can be a concern is these companies like Altran, Wipro, HCL, when they come, they don't treat these profiles as fresher profiles, so they may not shortlist. But then the positive thing is there are multiple companies, there are many companies who will hire based on education gap. Since you have education gap, they hire. What they do again is they hire you, they train you internally, they will show your gap as some experience, and then they project you for client project. So you can be up for this. But then there are also companies who don't worry about your education gap. As long as the candidate is good and they can perform, they will hire. Because at the end, what do I need? Let's say I want to hire someone in my institute. Do I worry about education gap? No, right? What is my primary requirement? Will this person be able to perform? Right? If he can perform and do my job, I will hire him. It doesn't matter which year passed out. So that applies here also. As long as you are good with your subject, you will eventually get a job. Someone is asking, what is minimum CPA? I believe minimum CGPA, I guess they're asking, is required to get a job. It will be good to have 6+ CGPA. I mean 6+ or 60% score. Sorry. Everywhere throughout the academics, it should be 60%. There you have a good chance that you will get shortlisted everywhere. Anytime you have less than 60% somewhere in your academics, you will be under disadvantage. Next. I work in different professionals. If we, okay, different profession. If I want to switch to VLSI, is this basic course to start, or can I choose particular languages? It is good to start with. If you want to get into front-end domain, it's better to start with front-end training for freshers. Okay, because what we have done is we made sure that whatever is required from a fresher perspective, you may say I will learn Verilog system Verilog plus UVM. If you ask me, is it sufficient? Answer is no. Because once you go to the job, you will need Linux, you may need digital design concepts, you may need Python scripting. So, why we require Python scripting? Okay, why do we need scripting? It is required. This is used for automation, automating the things. Now, what do you mean by automating? What I will do manually, what takes manually 5 hours to do, a script can do same work in 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes, even probably less than that. There can be many activities. Basically, this manually repeat what basically it will be repetitive work. Any repetitive work you do manually inside the system, not outside. Let's say I want to go to that office room and get something 10 times. My script can't do. Script will only automate things inside the laptop only, not outside. For automation here, what can I do? Robotic. Robotic is what? Mostly embedded systems. I'll have to move to robotics embedded systems to do automation, that kind of automation. So that is the benefit of scripting. What takes you a lot of time, 5 hours or 10 hours to do manually yourself, script can do it in even 5 minutes, 2 minutes. It can significantly reduce that time. Yeah, so like as someone asking, so instead of, I mean, you choosing 111 course, better to go for this one. It is cost effective. Why is it cost effective? Is if you do all these things separately, it might add up to 50,000. But here, as a single course, if you do the same thing, it becomes 45. I mean, effectively, it reduces the overall cost. Any other questions you have?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get access to course videos even after completion of course? I mean, like after 6 months?
No. Typically, what is the policy is, we will provide access for 1 week. Once in a while, as a special case, we can provide you access to some of the videos. That's a very long you want to revise. We don't want to commit that. But what is commitment? Every session you attend, you have access to those videos for 1 week. But then those who are attending at institute, there is a flexibility. At institute premises, there are all videos in a system. There are systems where you can watch any video. And yes, like you asked, can I revise? Yes, there is a possibility that there will be a nominal charges. Per week, we may charge some 500, some charges will be there. With that, we'll provide the access. I hope, Harshita, it answers your question. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Any other questions? Any participants? Okay. So as I was showing you this presentation, okay. Let me just give you a quick trainer profile, all those things fine. So I don't want to get deep into it. All I want to tell in this slide is that 2 domains are there: front-end domain, back-end domain. If you are interested in programming kind of job, better to get into front-end domain, otherwise back-end domain. Now, jobs will be there in both the domains. It's not like only front-end will have, only back-end will be have. But the way things work, front-end has better opportunities, relatively better. Okay. I think it's all fine. I think if you want to get into front-end domain, functional verification is the best domain because there will be job opportunities every time. Now, what is the skill set you need to develop is you should be good with strong digital design fundamentals, some CMOS basics, Linux operating system working knowledge, scripting language, and exposure to one text editor. Like this, whatever I'm using is a text editor, GVim. I'm typing in something, right? This is a text editor. So the benefit is I can simply using some keyboard shortcuts, I will be able to do, let's say, I pasted it 10 times. So there will be such shortcuts which will be useful in text editors. So you don't need to learn any of these things before joining the course. You don't need to learn anything. We will be teaching everything from the basics. Once you start off with the course, we'll be teaching all the required skill set for you. How to read the specification, how to understand the architecture, standard protocols, programming expertise, debug expertise, everything will be teaching. And choosing the right course. Here in our institute, you will have a flexibility. You choose with any domain, let's say front-end domain, or you choose with back-end domain, you will have option to switch to some other domain within 1 month. Up to 1 month, you can switch. There is no additional cost. Beyond that, there will be some charges. Course overview. I have already given you an overview of course, how the course is structured into 2 months, 3 months, and 1.5 months. So, and as I said, there will be assessment at every stage. Based on that assessment, you will be allowed to move to the next stage of the course. It is done in your best interest. You will get complete set of course material, the project codes, practice examples, the Verilog, system Verilog and UVM documents, course assignments, labs done during the sessions will be shared, interview questions, and session notes and tool user guides. Everything will be. Institute facilities. You will get access to all the recorded videos at the institute premises. Access to all videos for 1 week duration. Access to Synopsys and Mentor graphics tools, 12 months at the institute premises. And generally, there should not be any option to repeat, but if at all repetition is wanted, it can be done on a special class. So this is how it works. Okay, this is a brief overview of the demo. Any questions you have? So if you don't have any questions, we'll end the session here. Okay, so we will be starting off with the batch from Tuesday. I think Tuesday will be 15th of February, right? It will be starting from Tuesday. In case you want to enroll for the course, let's say those who are attending want to enroll for the course, please do not delay beyond Tuesday, because every day you miss 4 hours of session. Once you miss that 4 hours of session, let's say you join on Wednesday, to catch up the Tuesday session, you will be missing Wednesday session, and that will have impact throughout that 2-3 weeks. You will continue to feel that impact. So please do not delay. In case you want to enroll, you can enroll by paying 5,000 INR to this account, and after that you need to fill some enrollment form. This has the guidelines what to do. Okay. Do you have any other questions? Okay.
Hello,
So
sir.
those, yeah, please tell me.
Sir, right now I'm at my final year, sir. So if I miss this session from Feb 15, can I join in another batch?
Yes, you can join. So typically what you can do is there are multiple options. You join now. After 2 weeks, you figured that there are some personal commitments you are not able to do. We'll give you option to take a break for 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months, whatever is your convenience. You can rejoin the batch, future batch, whenever it starts. And generally, batches keep starting once every 5 to 6 weeks maximum. The next batch might be in mid of March again. You can join that batch again.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Is this good for computer science students, sir?
Yeah. See, computer science students also can do, because these days companies are hiring people with computer science background also for this job role.
Oh, okay. Can we understand, sir? Or we can face any other problem to
No, you can
understand?
understand. You can understand. Why I'm telling you can understand is, when we go to any topic, let's say if I start from digital design, combination logic, I'm telling you, we start the topic from the fundamentals of it. I mean, we start off with the idea of what is number system. I mean, first we start off with understanding why are we learning digital design. Number system. We start from what is binary, what is decimal, what is octal, hexadecimal. Everything will be covered with an example. So that will make sure that you will, I mean, you won't have any problem in coping up with the course. And I strongly encourage you people to take VLSI courses because the job getting chance in VLSI is better as of today. Because I know anyone who has joined the course almost and who is little just average or above average also have been getting jobs as of today, because that's the kind of boom we have in the VLSI. The one company, LTTS, hired 45 people from us 2-3 weeks. Yeah. So because they were building a team, they hired. So like that, there are many companies who are hiring in 20, 30, 10, like that. Yeah. Bulk hiring they're doing.
Okay.
So someone wants to know FPGA system design training. See, FPGA system design training is a 6 months course. It will be divided into 2 parts again. 2 months of Verilog digital ASIC flow training, and followed by, also it will include Linux, ECL, one of the scripting languages, let's say Python. It will go for around half a month. Then we'll have 3.5 months of core FPGA training, which will cover all the aspects of FPGA flow, how to develop RTL code, how do you synthesize, how do you put it onto the FPGA board, and how do we do the timing closure. That even the backend aspects will be involved. Is it required to know any prerequisite knowledge? Nothing, because we are starting from the fundamentals. So you don't need to have any prior knowledge. If you want to know what is the syllabus of this course, please go through this page. Where is FPGA? So you can see the syllabus. Here, whatever is mentioned, all these things will be covered. I hope it is clear to you. User 4.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, I wanted to know that in functional verification, do we create test cases and all, or like?
We do develop
Hello.
when we develop test benches, along with that we develop test cases, and those test cases will be used for checking the design behavior. Now, if you ask me what is test case, some of you who are new to this, let's say I'm checking my laptop. I want to check the keyboard. What will I do in the keyboard? I'll enter something. That sequence of things I'm going to enter is collectively called as a test case. Let's say I want to check USB. I want to connect a pen drive and do some transfers on pen drive. That is called as a test case. I mean, if you take it into a coding format, that is called as test case. Any other questions?
So that test cases that we have to write it manually, or with that
We have
tools
to write
only?
it manually. No, we have to
Okay.
write it manually.
So that you will train us that how to write the test
Yes, yes,
cases for that is.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, we will end the session here. So you can always call us back for any further queries on this number. And yeah, so as I said, we'll be starting off with training on Tuesday, 15th February, 9:30 a.m. So as I said, the training will be done in both classroom and online. You can right now, if you are at native place and you can't come to Bangalore, you can enroll in online. Whenever you are comfortable, you can come to Bangalore and attend the offline training as well. Okay. One student has a question. Let me take the question. I have completed MTech VLSI and embedded system in 2015. I'm working as an assistant professor in engineering college. I need to switch from teaching to company. Will this course help? This course will definitely help you. So why it helps you is because you, even when you're teaching or whatever you have learned in your MTech is really not sufficient to get into a job, because there is a gap in the practical exposure that you have and what is required for the industry. This course will fulfill that gap. So you may ask how it's going to fulfill this gap. Whatever projects I mentioned here is what is going to fill that gap. I'm sure you wouldn't have done this kind of projects during your BTech. So when you do these projects here, it's going to give a skill set where you will be able to get into the job and perform there. I mean, the kind of work will be similar to these things. Hence, this will help you. Next. Now, since you are 2015 pass out, you will have, of course, some challenges with getting the calls. Not every company will consider you. Let's say if you ask me, Capgemini is there. They may not consider your profile because they will only ask 2018, 2019, that time onwards. But then, as I said, there are multiple companies, many companies, at least 10 companies to my knowledge, who are okay to hire anyone with any gap also, as long as you are good with the subject. And these days it's happening a lot because, as I told, by hiring a fresher, company has to take them through. They can't place you immediately. They can't put you in client project immediately. But if someone with 2015 pass out, if we can show that you have worked in their company for since 2020, let's say for 2 years, let's say they show it, they can easily place you, right? So that's where they hire. And we get many people from this teaching background who join our courses, and our statistics is that those who come from teaching background have been successful in getting jobs, more successful, and I would say the percentage of success can be even 80% plus. I mean, you with your background, you coming and doing a course and you getting a job, almost you have a chance of getting a job 80%. Why 80%? I'll tell you. Generally, what happens as a teacher, you have already been teaching. You know what does it take to teach, and you know what is the effort it takes to learn the things also. That is first thing. That's where you will be able to immediately pick up the things. You can even you will easily connect with the teacher. I mean, our trainer, you will easily connect. Mostly what companies feel is people who come from this teaching background are more stable, because you have already seen the tough part. What is tough part means? Someone with 10 years experience getting around 45,000 per month. You have seen the tough part. So you, whatever they pay you better, you appreciate that always. So hence company sees that you will be more loyal to the company. So they hire you. That is where I came up with the number 80%. And I had many people with your kind of background coming and joining and getting jobs. In fact, last year also we had almost 8 to 9 people who came with that kind of background and got jobs as well. Any other questions? Okay, if you don't have any other doubts, we'll end the session here. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, sir.